As Christmas gets nearer, chums, we all have our favourites, don't we, that we like to have at Christmas time. I think when everybody was growing up, things were a lot different for many different eras. I don't know about you, when I talk to young people now, and I say that, in the loosest possible way, but, I've got friends who've got very young children, and really, there's no treats left because treats just come around, don't they, all year. I think I've often said this before, but when you like a turkey sandwich, you know what I mean, with the stuffing and the cranberry sauce, it's delicious, isn't it? But when you think about it now, you can virtually buy that all year round in any supermarket, so it doesn't really become the treat. I remember being at school and it was the sort of first time that you saw sort of chestnuts coming round, and at the Christmas lunch at the school they used to give you stuffing and you think, oh, that's nice. Not everybody had those things every day, and I'm not painting a Dickensian thing. This was what made Christmas really special for so many of us. And if there's ever, I'd love to know what what were your Christmas treats that you only saw at this time of year. Everybody knows the story, don't they, about getting a stocking with an apple and an orange in there. Let's not forget, after the war, fruit was scarce. That was a treat. And maybe something that your father had made in woodwork or your mum had saved up a lot of money for to make sure you could get it. Those were the things really that made you grateful for the things that you have. When you think about Christmas traditions though, as I've said to you before, many of them came from the British monarchy, including this one, which is not really a particular favourite of mine, but I wanted to share it with you because maybe you too do like it. As ever, let me explain. Morning chums, lovely to see you as ever. Thank you for joining me in the basking sunshine here today in the very heart of the United Kingdom. I hope you're keeping well and welcome one and all. Thank you for joining this channel. I know many of you are very, very supportive. So glad that you enjoy by royal appointments and everything else. It all stems from myself. I think, what would the chums like to see? What would the chums like to hear about? And the sort of stories and the content and stuff like that. That's what's important. It's like a daily conversation with friends that you can say, yeah, okay, that's got me thinking, because this got me thinking, as I say, about Christmas. I was in that posh store the other day, doing the story, Fortnum and Masons, and they have these beautiful deluxe Christmas puddings. But I've got to be honest with you, I'm not that much of a fan of Christmas pudding. I like the white sauce. I don't know what that's called, but I can more or less, enjoy it if it's got that around it. I think it's too rich for me, right? But I found out a discovery that in fact the royal family and I, oh yes, share this similar trait because they have something completely different. As ever, I'll explain. You see, way back in the Queen Victorian era, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert were the people that brought us the things that we associate now with the wonderful things that are Christmas, right? And people look at it and go, yep, this is what we see. The tree, the very first time people started posting, Christmas cards to each other, the ability to be able to post it very cheaply. Isn't it funny how that's now reversed, right? Suddenly the card's cheaper than the stamp. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, isn't it? And yet, when you think about it the other way, the card was more expensive in the Victorian era than it was, of course, the stamp. Again, full circle history. Now, Christmas pudding, as I said, was, well, wonderful when you think about it, but it was a royal chef that decided to change it, right? Queen Victoria and Prince Albert had made this a lot of fun by including the sixpenny bit and all of that, because if you got that, I mean, think about that now. You're chomping down on the pudding, you haven't spotted the coin, you could have choked to death. I mean, health and safety just wasn't in it in the Victorian era, was it? But you see, what's interesting here is that, well, you see, now in 1927, a royal chef, a very famous royal chef, came up with the idea alongside King George V, of basically saying they wanted to change it up, shake it up a little bit like the coronation chicken sandwich, if you remember that a couple of years back, which was very big for the 1953 coronation. I'd never had it until a couple of years ago. It is nice though, right? Now, the Empire pudding was put together in 1927 by His Majesty the King, King George, to deflect away from Christmas pudding. And the real reason was this, that they used ingredients from various parts of the Empire, the United Kingdom and beyond, and put all this together in what resembled really like a Christmas pudding, but wasn't necessarily the same thing. Today, I can tell you that the Empire pudding is still baked on royal residences because apparently they still love it. And if you have tasted that, and I have, it's a little nicer, in my opinion, don't have a go, but in my opinion, than the traditional Christmas pud, which I think is a little bit too boozy for me, you know, the sherry, the brandy, that sort of stuff. Empire pudding really took off, in fact, all thanks to, well, the wireless and all of that sort of stuff, and people reporting things like that, and how, you know, people could make it. This was like a big thing coming from the royal household, a recipe. Think about it, it's almost like, you know, how to bake, etc., or that sort of thing in the tent. Everybody was interested to see, well, what did the royals have on Christmas Day? Empire pudding, of course, has sort of lost its momentum over the last couple of decades, but many people think it's about time it was brought back. If you haven't checked it out, check out the recipe and maybe have a go and put a spin on your Christmas treat. Or if you have tried it, share it with the chums and let us know. Is it as nice as I thought it was? And more importantly, will you be making it again? And if you are, what time do you want us all round? Neil Sean in the very heart of the United Kingdom.